Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So today's video I'm going to be sharing with you some of my little boy's favourite storybooks. So I actually, when he was a lot younger, I spent quite a bit of time watching videos like this just to sort of get an understanding as to what kind of books children enjoy, and it certainly did help me, and I managed to pick up so many books. A lot of these are actually gifted from family members, but I thought I would share with you some of the books that George is absolutely obsessed with and we read multiple times a day, and it might obviously help you go out and sort of find the sort of different books that your kids haven't heard of before that I promise you they will love. So guys, if you are not subscribed to my channel already, then please hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified every time I post a video, then hit the little bell as well. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. Okay, so I have a massive pile of books here in front of me, and I thought I would just get into it really and just sort of start off with some of his favourites. So this is Zog, and this is written by Julia Donaldson and Alex Scheffler, which are the same people that obviously wrote the Gruffalo, and that is probably one of their most famous books that they have actually written in terms of children. But George absolutely loves all of their books. He has so many of their books, and I don't know if it's the story, the rhyming, the colourful pictures, but he absolutely loves them. So Zog is definitely one of his favourites that he is watching at the moment. I meant reading. There is actually a TV show though, currently on BBC, that your kids can watch as well, which again he also loves. But we read this multiple times a day, pretty much every evening at the moment, and probably about twice until he's happy and sort of content that we've read it enough times. But this is about a dragon that is in a class of other dragons, and basically the goal is to get a golden star, and all the other dragons seem to get these golden stars but Zog, and he keeps sort of not failing each year when he's at school, but he isn't the best, and eventually he manages to get a golden star by capturing a princess, and in the end, yeah, becomes really good friends with the princess, and they actually become doctors, and he is their ambulance. But yeah, this book is full of rhyming, full of really, really beautiful like illustrations, and the story is just lovely as well. So I would definitely recommend this book. I think what I'll do, maybe I'll link all the books down below, maybe on my Amazon or something, so if you guys want to order them, you can perhaps go over to Amazon and order them from the links on there. But that is Zog, and if we was to look at another book by Julia Donaldson and Alex Scheffler, would be Tiddler. Now again, you can probably tell one of the reasons George absolutely loves it is because of how bright it is and how colourful all the pages are, and again the story is really lovely as well. So it's about a little fish called Tiddler, which is this little fish here, and he is basically a storytelling fish. He is in a class of other fishes, and he is always late to school because of these things that keep happening to him, and everyone says that they are just stories and it's not real. Eventually we actually go on this little adventure with him. I think he gets kidnapped by some fishermen, he gets thrown back into the sea, and he actually discovers that pretty much the whole ocean has heard of Tiddler's stories before, and then he eventually goes back to school and explains everything to all the children. Children, I meant fish, but I guess they are actually meant to be like children, but in fish form. Again, this is one of George's favourite books, again because it's the same artist and the authors, and again the pictures in here are just beautiful, really lovely colours, and it probably helps actually that George's favourite animal is by far fish. She is absolutely obsessed with fish. We've got a fish tank downstairs with some clownfish in, and some blue chromis, and he is absolutely obsessed with them. So again, this is another one of George's absolute favourites. So some other books then that George is really into is actually like a collection of books, and these are the Oi animal books, and you'll have to excuse because George has actually had these for a really long time, and I don't know if your kids are the same, but he actually went through a chewing a book phase. So like you can see on the corners there that George actually just used to chew these books, but nonetheless he absolutely still loves them. So we've got Oi Cat, we've got Oi Dog and Oi Frog, and these books are written by Kes Gray and Jim Field. Oh, I think actually some of them, so just this one then is by Kes and Claire Gray. Claire Gray and Jim Field. But yeah, George absolutely loves these. These books are all about rhyming. It's all about different animals sitting on different animals or different things, and George just loves the rhyming. He loves it when we read really, really quickly as well. He finds it really, really funny. And again, in here the pages are really, really colourful. Huge images of animals, and yeah, it's just like a really sort of like happy feel-good book because of the colours and the rhyming. But again, this is a really nice set. There is actually one other one that we actually haven't got, so maybe for his birthday I'm going to have to get him that. But that is the Oi Duck-billed Platypus, which is a really random animal. But yeah, we'll probably definitely get him that one for his birthday. But yeah, again, these are a really amazing set of books. Next up is another Julia Donaldson and Alex Scheffler book, and this is Room on the Broom. Again, beautiful illustrations, not as bright colours, but the illustrations are absolutely wonderful as well, and a lot of rhyming, and the story is really lovely. So it is about a witch who goes on a journey, and she eventually drops different things from her body, and when she's down there looking for them, she actually then bumps into these animals and they go on this big adventure together. Eventually her broom snaps, and she meets a dragon, and the dragon I think goes to eat her, and eventually all these animals come together and save her and make her a new broom, and they go off together on this big adventure. But another one, like I say, this is another book that George really loves. I think definitely is rhyming that George is really into. One of the things that we do, which George absolutely finds hilarious, is on the page where the broom snaps in two. We say the broom snapped in two, and then we go like this to the book, so it makes like a snapping noise, and he just finds that hilarious and cracks up into laughter. But again, this is another one of his favourite books. Okay, so the next book then is one that I've actually bought recently for him. He got this for Christmas, and this is because Nursery told me how much he absolutely loves this book. So this is We're Going on a Bear Hunt by Michael Rosen and Helen Oxenbury. I don't know why I never bought this for him, because I loved reading this as a child, and this is all about a family that go on an adventure to find a bear, and they get caught up in these different situations. So they get caught in some grass, some storms, a cave, those kind of things. And they find ways to be able to get through it, and eventually they find the bear, and the bear starts to follow them back home, so they have to go back through all the adventures that they already went through to get to the bear, and get back home before the bear gets them. But again, it's got a lot of rhyming in it. The illustrations are also really lovely in this book as well, and again, it's just a really nice story as well, with lots of rhyming that I know absolutely kids love. So we picked this one up. Nursery told me that George makes them read it time and time again, so I thought I would get it, and George is doing the same thing with us. We read it time and time again. Okay, up next then is The Hungry Caterpillar, and you can probably tell how much we have read this because of the state that it is in. George loves this book. We got this for him when he was born. We read this to him when he was in NICU, and have just read it so many times with him. And he absolutely loves this. So this is The Hungry Caterpillar, and this is by Eric Carle. This is a classic, one that most people probably read when they were at school themselves. And again, it has got lots of really lovely illustrations, are very, very colourful. And it's just a really nice story about a caterpillar that is very, very hungry, goes through and eats absolutely everything and anything that it can find, and then it eventually turns into a cocoon, and then eventually a butterfly. And George loves this. Like I say, we read this once, and then 2 minutes after he wants to be reading it again. And like I say, you can tell by the state of the book how much we read this. So it might be that I need to buy another copy eventually, but this will do for now. And like I say, at the moment he's got so many other books that he reads, this will probably last for a few more years. Up next then is actually a book that I got read by my mum when I was little, and I really enjoyed this book, and I actually forgot about it until my mum ordered it for George. So this is Little Bear's Trousers by Jane Hissey, and this is a series of books. There are quite a few like this. I've actually got my old book from when I was younger in George's bedroom. But this is about a little teddy bear who loses his trousers, and so many people use his trousers for different purposes, like carrying bricks, icing bags, those kind of things. and it's him going on a little adventure looking for his trousers. And eventually he finds them, and they all have a big party and eat cake about finding trousers. Kids books are really weird when you think about it. But again, this is a really lovely book, really colourful pictures. George absolutely loves this. It's a bit of a longer story than some of his other ones, but again, he enjoys it, and I probably actually enjoy it more than he does, because it just brings back so many memories of my mum reading this kind of book to me. So the next two books then they sort of go hand in hand together. So we've got the Gruffalo, and then we've also got the Gruffalo's Child as well. And you probably know the story about the Gruffalo, but again, this is by Julia Donaldson and Alex Scheffler. And like I say, these are probably the most famous children's books, or most well-known children's books that they do. And it's all about a little mouse that ends up making the Gruffalo scared of him, and all the other animals as well, actually. And yeah, it's just a really lovely book. Again, Alex Scheffler and Julia Donaldson, they do so much rhyming within the books. They are so colourful. This one, again, really lovely book. It is set in the night time, so again, it's not as bright and colourful, but again, the illustrations are really lovely. And this one's just about the Gruffalo's child going on the hunt for the evil mouse that everyone's scared of. And yeah, again, two of George's favourite books that we can read time and time again. And the last book then that I think that George really enjoys is What the Ladybird Heard on Holiday, and this is actually by Julia Donaldson and Linda Monk. So again, it's got the lady that did the Gruffalo in it as well, and this is a really lovely book, really bright and colourful, and it's also got glitter in it as well, which I absolutely love. And this is about a little monkey that lives in a zoo and gets kidnapped by these two kidnappers, and they eventually go to Buckingham Palace, and they get the monkey to go in and steal the crown, and it's all about this monkey not stealing the crown, and sort of getting revenge on these two men. But this is really colourful, like I said. It's got a really lovely storyline. Again, lots of glitter in it as well, which George absolutely loves, and yeah, lots of rhyming, again, which George loves. So yeah, this is a really nice book as well. They are all of the books I actually have here that George is absolutely obsessed with and that we read just multiple times a day. So like I said at the beginning, I'll link them all down below, so if you guys want to go and check them out or order them for your own children, then at least you've got all the links down below and you haven't got to do sort of too much searching to find them. But thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up, please subscribe to my channel, I would love to have you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you so much, take care, bye bye.